Everybody clunks. But not enough people click. And no matter how good they are at handling their cars, or how well they know the road, everybody's equally likely to get involved in an accident. And without a seatbelt, you're twice as likely to be killed or seriously injured. So don't just be a clunker. Clunk, click.
Watch party for the 2002 film Dog Soldiers. As always, I'm Andrew, and I'm joined today by Dom, and Jess has joined us again. Welcome, both of you.
Hi, guys.
Happy to be
I hope
here.
you can hear me.
We certainly can. We certainly can.
I was floored again by the UK's knack for making the most horrific public service announcements to ever grace a television screen.
I should have actually done. There was a public service announcement actually for the clocks changing in the UK, and it says it was one that said, "Before you go to bed tonight, don't forget to put the clocks back." It's not really grim, but yeah. So let's do the sync point when everyone gets queued up. Then we'll do a roll call, then get into this. So tonight's sync point is approximately 10 or 11 seconds in, where you see this screen and it says Kismet Entertainment Group and. So Kismet Entertainment Group, and that's where we're going to be all queuing up for. So here we go. Let's do a roll call. So I can see tonight we're joined by Sharon, old Johnny Devick, Calbot, Lizard Man, Immortal Rimus, Alex Peacock, Plutonium Shore, Eric, welcome, Mad Matt, Ms. Swift. Let's have a look through. Immortal Rimus. Was in Calbot already, and as we go further down, we've got James Hellier's here and Jabroni. So welcome all of you.
Mad 40,
oh, and Cute Cult as well. Cute Cult as well. Welcome. So, guys, when did you first see this? I think Jess, you're probably similar to me. Did you see this on its release or?
I saw it. Pretty close. Mainly because I knew Sean Pertwee was in it, and I crushed hard on Sean Pertwee, still do, and his father. But I also remember they made a toy from this movie of the werewolf because it was such a striking design, because they're on stilts and everything, and it's crazy. And I remember there are at least a couple of spots that I watched it with my husband the first time, and we died. And I'll point it out when we get to at least one of them, because it's the most, to this day we quote it. We just randomly yell cow, and we know what that is. So yes, Dog Soldiers, I think I saw when it hit as soon as possible.
Yeah, I saw this actually at the theatrical release on the release year it came out, and I had to see it quite soon after its release. Of course, it had a very short release window in the UK. It wasn't a giant movie, so I was very lucky. I went with some friends who said, let's go see this film. And I went, yeah, right, let's go. And I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Dom, I think you were probably a bit young when this came out.
Oh yeah, what was it, 2002?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so I would have been, what? Like 11 years old.
Make me feel good here, Dom. Let's hear it. How old were you?
I was like 11 years old when this came out, but I would have seen it like 2005-ish.
Yeah.
I had loads of friends always coming over. I was the kid who had loads of horror films. I'd go to HMV, as the UK folk would know. I'd go to HMV every weekend and pick out a horror film from the sections. My big brother would buy it for me, and we'd just go home and watch stuff. I remember practically nothing from this because I probably would have been drunk while watching it. So maybe it wasn't 2005.
Maybe you were. Maybe you weren't 11 when you were drunk. I don't remember.
Maybe not. Yeah. But I remember since then I've been trying to get everyone else to watch it because I remember loving it, and I've never been successful in getting anyone to watch this film, so I have practically lost all memory of the film. However, I remember it being amazing, and I'm looking forward to watching it again.
Well, since you're ready for that, let's do the countdown. Let's get into this, and then we'll go through some of the comments of the chat. So, where's the countdown? Here we go. There we go.
I can't get the Tim Curry Halloween song out of my head. It's just lodged.
You're only human, Dom.
Lived
You're
there
only
so long.
I need a tambourine as well now.
Where is it?
Dom, just think in a few short years you'll be able to sit young Christopher down and let him watch the majesty that is the worst witch.
Oh, yes. Phenomenal.
This is Harry Potter.
It's a good... You'll go, this was original! This was first!
This came before it.
Harry Potter's plagiarism.
Lovely Scotland.
Yeah. This is where I would want to go, camping, is the wilds of Scotland.
It'll be freezing.
I can tell you something. I never want to go camping. Just full stop.
Yeah, camping isn't great.
Camping sucks, right? My idea of roughing it is a travel lodge.
I'm like, we have houses. Why choose not to be in them?
Yes.
Dom is now planning the extra musical. Yeah, he's been planning that for a while.
It's true, I have, yeah. With tambourines and Tim Curry, of course.
Yes.
I've been camping a few times in my youth. In my drunken youth. I went camping quite a few times.
Oh, that's a great shot right there. We just, up the crotch to...
You can see some of the comments in the chat, though. Peter version 1, welcome, saying, on this movie, the enemy soldier Ryan gets vomited on. One of the soldiers steps up to defend his buddy. What did he say? Well, when we get to that point, we'll have a look.
Oh, classic stock scream there.
Yeah. Well. I don't know if I would have tried to use even a solid silver letter opener to save myself. 2 hours earlier in North Wales. Oh, God. Not North Wales.
From my neck of the woods to yours, Andrew.
I'm South Wales. Wash that.
Oh, okay.
Wash your filthy mouth.
You got beef with the Northerners, do you?
Do you not know that? The South Welsh, the only people they hate more than the English are the North Welsh. Seriously.
I think we're figuring out a lot of what happened in the UK. We're getting an insider view.
That's right. Apparently, I would have used you as a human shield against the werewolf. That goes without saying.
Yeah, without saying, obviously.
Oh, I keep forgetting Liam Cunningham's in this.
Yeah, Liam Cunningham's got
great cast. Man.
It does.
I mean,
phenomenal cast.
We've got Kevin McKidd, Sean Pertwee, and Liam Cunningham as just some of the top talent in this.
I'm just going to say uncouthly as possible. This is my kind of porn. Right here, we've got Liam Cunningham, Sean Pertwee, werewolves, practical effects. It's like, here, Jessica, we're going to give you a gift.
Honestly, this time of cinema, the UK was on fire. We have this, we have 28 Days Later, which is like the zombie equivalent of this film. Just amazing talent going into an awesome movie.
Yeah.
Just phenomenal filmmaking coming out of the UK.
By the way, if you guys haven't seen it, there's a movie called Let Us Pray with Liam Cunningham in it and Pollyanna McIntosh. That is fantastic. It's almost like a blender version of Event Horizon a little bit, and Malum, I think, was the other one that took place in the uh, prison, or in the
Yeah,
jail.
I think so.
And but if you had it like as low budget as it could be, and it's so good. So highly recommend Let Us Pray. I think it's on streaming a couple of places.
Oh, don't shoot the dog.
This is like the Kingsman movie. We're gonna
Yeah,
kill your.
Yeah.
not just the dog. Someone mentioned pre-Rome era
Alex,
Kevin
Swashbuckler's going
McKidd.
above my bed. It's gonna go
Where it
right up there.
belongs.
Yeah, that's right. Immortalist, if you get Kevin McKidd was in Train Spotting, you're so skinny in that.
I know, yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
But yeah, in Rome as well. Rome, another phenomenal show
The most
It is.
that I
was
can't get
it,
anyone to watch.
is it still the most expensive one HBO's done? Because wasn't
With
it like
with Game
at
of
the time
Thrones out, I can't imagine.
No.
it was like it was crazy for the time. It was like $1 billion, and
Oh
now
yeah, it
we've
was
got
insane.
that wonderful quality Lord of the Rings series that was that much.
Yeah. But
That
Peter
hurts
Version
me.
1 saying, is the new 28 going to be 28 years later? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is,
It is.
and it's all filmed on iPhones.
Yeah.
I mean, iPhones
Yeah.
make great cameras these days.
Yeah,
It
but to
used
be
an
fair, if you've
insult.
seen how they're using the iPhone to record it, it is plugged in. It is Frankenstein.
Yeah, it's docked
plugged
into.
into so many lenses and storage devices and everything.
It's just a battery source at that point.
Yeah. I don't know.
Look at how
I don't know,
beautiful
Pete.
these highlands are, though.
It's very
Well,
green.
wasn't this actually shot in Norway, not Scotland?
I believe it. It looks better than Scotland normally looks.
I don't know. If you go to the more rural parts, Scotland's quite nice.
Yeah, outside the pub.
Yes.
The rural areas.
I think this was. Yes, it was shot in Luxembourg.
There you go.
Oh, how that's disappointing. I was hoping this was actually Scotland.
Sorry, James. I know. Well, actually, I worked in Scotland for a while, and the building I worked at the office had a forest very similar to that just outside the office, so it was kind of similar.
I mean, that's the UK. Like 2 seconds from any kind of
Yes.
mega built-up city is forest world like this.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm
I had
going
a
to say.
forest right next to my house. I could just walk out into the woods and disappear.
Well, I'm going to say this now, Jess, and I know you'll support me on this. I'm perfectly fine with Sean playing the Third Doctor in a new story.
Right? And he keeps taunting us on social media,
Yeah.
dressing as his father.
Yes.
It's like, you bastard, stop! Unless you're doing it, just don't. Don't
You
give
can
me
see
hope.
you can see his dad in his face so clearly,
Oh,
can't
Yeah.
the voice, the nose, the eyes. It's sick.
you? How dare kids look like their dads?
How dare he
I watched the new Salem's Lot with Paul. No, what the hell's his name? Pullman's kid. With Bill Pullman's kid
Bill
as the
Pullman's-
protagonist.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, is that Bill Pullman? Because I forgot he had a kid.
Yeah.
And it was just so surreal seeing
It's like
the younger Pullman.
Have you seen Smile 2 and Jack Nicholson's son in it?
I haven't seen
It's
Smile
in
2
there.
yet, but yeah,
So
seeing
just his
seeing
face?
Nicholson's kid.
Oh my god!
How dare these
they're
kids
not-
look like
they're
their
not
dads?
children. They're clones at that point. They just
Well-
took DNA and remade.
I don't
father.
know about that. Mad Matt. Mad Matt's saying, am I wrong to notice this is the plot from Predator? It's not really that predatory completely. Because I mean, this is what happens as part of the training. If they are supposed to be UK Special Forces, they do get dropped by helicopter in the middle of nowhere in the wilds of Scotland or Wales, as we saw. Particularly the scene in Wales, that would be training for the SAS, which is what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think
has
it's more the
Predator
fact that
vibes.
they're a group of soldiers and they're just
In the
taking on
woods.
a creature. But yeah, it's
yeah,
they're not actually going over after drug lords or whatever.
no,
Admittedly, the biggest, hardest sell for my American friends with this film is the vast amount of English accents that are in this, spoken at a reasonable speed.
there's also quite a lot of
So-
British dialect in the film.
Understand them.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
Like calling someone a I don't know, a chocolate teapot and all that kind of jazz, and like
Yeah.
making insults out of nothing.
Yeah,
But I love nothing makes me happier than the difference between like macho American army men versus macho English army men, and how
no. Lizard Man.
Funny.
These guys are not SAS. The idea was that the scene you saw at the very beginning was SAS recruitment.
Immortal Remus, I agree. I thought it would be Christian Slater as well.
That Cooper basically, that's what he just said. He failed recruitment. He failed the SAS recruitment test. And that's what was the bit at the beginning. But they're still these are still probably like British Marines or something. They're still pretty tough soldiers, but he's not. But he didn't pass the test to become a special forces guy.
yeah, and that if I remember correctly, that's a plot point
Yeah.
later.
So, fun fact, for those that haven't seen, because I don't think Dom's seen it, Three Musketeers. Sean
Which
Pertwee
one?
does-
Oh,
Sean Pertwee does show up in Three Musketeers the first season, and he's a bad guy, if I remember correctly, because he's decked out in black leather, which stood out for me.
which means evil.
But he never
Yeah. Sorry, James. Not
had a
okay.
scene with Peter Capaldi in it, even though they're best buds and both of them have ties to Doctor Who. So I was disappointed that they weren't in a scene together.
The amount of times my mates and I would play army men in the woods outside my house with little sticks.
Oh, no.
This exact scenario, but we'd have like chocolate hobnobs or something for a treat. Starship Troopers was the game we played more than anything, though, because I forced all my mates to watch Starship Troopers as a
I
kid.
used to play
no.
V with my friends
Hey.
because I'm old.
You
I
played V
would've-
with
I
your
would've-
friends.
Yes, we would. I would be like a resistance fighter and throw red dust at the evil.
Where did the red
Right.
dust from?
So don't
ask.
say. Yeah, Jess, what you
your mate's hamster.
Jess,
Yes,
you don't
Alex. Peter
understand.
Capaldi was Cardinal Richelieu. That's who he was.
Jess,
He
you
was,
don't
he was
understand
evil too,
Dom's
because
weakness.
He was also in black leather.
Yeah,
Dom's weakness is for Diana, evil lizard women.
weak
Or
and it was
fake unhinged
embarrassing.
jaws.
Go back and watch that watch party. Seeing the drool like emanate from me is embarrassing. Like a cartoon character with the hubba every time she was on screen.
Every time Diana was on the screen, it was like Dom was like, "Yeah, I'd let her torture me. I'd be fine." with it."
It's that
The visitors
scene
might
of
have
the
something here.
eating of the guinea pig, and it's just like, "Hey, girl, what that mouth do?" Yeah,
Never been more jealous of a hamster in my life.
sorry, everybody.
Alex Peacock says you got to say the best Richelieu is still Tim Curry. Well, let's face it, the best everything is still Tim Curry.
Yeah, I was going to say
He did
Tim
it
Curry
first.
in any
He did it
role.
first. Oh, here we go. It's coming. My favorite scene. One of my favorite scenes in this movie.
Oh, you see, this is good writing because you see he's.
Well, we're establishing characters, which is
Yeah.
amazing, because they
Right.
don't do that anymore.
That's one of the highlights of what's the director's name again? Neil.
Neil
His
Neil Marshall.
Yeah, Neil Marshall's characters always, like the character writing always seems to be very strong. This and The Descent, the
Yeah.
characters are very believably human people.
I do think it's a small mercy though. Dexter Fletcher's not in this.
A small mercy.
Yes. No Dexter Fletcher, please. Well, I suspect, Jess, you've never been subjected to Dexter Fletcher thinking he's trying to do an American accent.
Oh no.
Liam Neeson's American accent might be better.
Have you never heard of Press Gang?
That sounds really familiar. The name sounds really familiar.
Very good British TV show about a junior newspaper. Written and created by Stephen Moffat.
Ooh.
It's very good, but Dexter Fletcher plays an American student called Spike, who's in the UK.
So it's like the Perry accent in Doctor Who, where it's sort of, kind of,
Someone he watched an American movie once. The sound
Yeah.
kept dropping in and out, but he got the gist of the accent. Yeah,
Yeah. He heard about Americans from the French or something, I don't know.
yeah.
Peter Versions 1, we have done In Search of the Last Action Heroes. That is...
Yep. That was the first one.
First movie.
That was the first one we did.
And due to the unusual distribution mechanism used purely for that film, if you go to Gravitas Ventures website, you will probably find they're streaming it free of charge if you want to go see that.
Yeah, I've seen it around, actually, quite a bit. I love the fact that Sean Pertwee ended up being like the go-to guy to be a British military officer in everything. Like, he became Alfred. He became he was in Event Horizon as one of the like military space guys. And then what else did he do that in? Oh, Soldier. He was in Soldier with Kurt Russell.
Oh my god, I forgot Soldier.
Peter,
Oh,
I can't send you a link to it, my friend, but if you look, just Google Gravitas Ventures and in search The Last Action Heroes, you'll find it on their website.
What is Soldier a secret sequel to? I can't remember.
It's Well, it isn't, but it tries to connect to Blade Runner.
Yep.
That's it. Pretends to be a Blade Runner sequel.
Here we go. Here we go. It's coming. Come on, baby. Give me my flying bison.
Everyone knows one mate who's got stories like that.
Oh.
Yes! Cow!
It's the fact as well, he's shooting a dead cow with blanks.
Yeah.
I will never forget watching this with my husband, and we both like jumped and went, what the as loud as we could when that happened. That's called good filmmaking.
Yeah. I remember everyone in the cinema screamed and jumped when the cow fell in.
I imagine that's like an Alfred Hitchcock kind of moment where they're like, all right, we've done a lot of talking, we need a scare. Cow! Instead of having a bird screech at the screen.
Well, do we want it to run in and die? No, we're going to throw it.
Just drop it from the rafters.
Kind of. It was like, here, free barbecue, because it landed on the fire.
Yeah, but the cow is actually a hint of why they should turn back. Because it's a full-size animal that's been mauled by a creature.
Yep.
And let's be honest.
Something big.
That literally threw it.
Yeah. What could maul a large cow?
In
Scotland.
Because we don't have bears. We barely have wolves. I think actually I don't think we have wolves anymore, do we? We've got big.
I believe there are wolves in
dogs.
places in the UK. I think.
See, it's a local Glaswegian on the loose. That's what it is.
It's a Glaswegian on the loose. So I can't remember. I always kind of got a Aliens vibe to this movie too.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
They knew. I can't remember if it comes out or not in the film, but that the SAS guys and the military knew that there were werewolves, and that's why they sent the soldiers out there to see if they could take on the werewolves and also if they could recruit them.
Yeah.
Immortal Rimus. My family hails from Scotland. I myself was born in England, though.
So there have been no wolves in England apparently since 1680.
There you go. Just Glaswegians.
Yes.
Angry Glaswegians.
Alien 3, where the alien came from a cow?
No, it came from a dog.
That was the theme.
Are you trying to say in Alien 3 where the alien came from a cow, they milk the alien to kill it at the end or something?
What?
That's some weird cut.
That's the director's cut that we've not seen. Yeah. It's the producer's cut. Weird kink.
They have a milking stool with the alien over it because it comes from a cow.
That's where Skywalker gets his milk from. It all makes sense now.
Gala Shields. That sounds like a very Scottish place.
What are the Skywalker family going to do now that Tupperware have gone out of business? Because that's what they drank all their blue milk out of.
Fried. It's kind of ironic that Beru and Owen and Anakin all like burned.
Yeah. And they could have put their remains in a convenient 6-quart container with a burp tight lid to keep them fresh. This is a cool.
Beautiful.
This is such the scouting.
It's a really good. Neil Marshall makes really good stuff.
There's actually a really cool place not far from me in the UK where they filmed a lot of fantasy and woods and weird stuff. A place called Puzzlewood near me.
Is that the place they did Excalibur?
I'm not sure. They filmed a lot of films there. They've done Harry Potter filming. They've done Star Wars filming. I think they did some Lord of the Rings there. It's an incredible place near me.
They also filmed The Prisoner near you, didn't they?
No, that's North Wales. Shut your filthy mouth. North Wales, Dom.
Boy, I thought Korea had it bad with North and South. This is cutting Korea to things either.
Got nothing on the Welsh.
God. Finding out a lot of things I didn't know. Man.
Oh, yeah. They filmed Star Wars Force Awakens, Giant Side. Doctor Who filmed a load of stuff here. Merlin, Atlantis, Wizard vs. I've not seen Wizard vs. Aliens. Da Vinci's Demons. It's been used for a lot of years, though, for filming.
One thing I found funny, I researched a bunch of stuff for Excalibur, and apparently those scenes in Excalibur, if you go back and ever watch that movie, when they have all the fog, a lot of fog, they were burning tires for that.
Yeah.
Nothing toxic at all, man.
Oof.
Oh, it's just Davos. No fucking dog lover. The revenge of Renton.
You know what's absolutely crazy in the relative... Well, it isn't actually that short a time. In the time since this film came out, which is, admittedly...
22
years ago. Right. They are struggling to communicate back with the base. Right?
Yep.
My cell phone can contact a satellite to make an emergency call.
Well, yeah,
Sure.
and most of them have sat phones now that they can carry around with.
Yep.
Get to the top. I knew when somebody's going to say that.
It would be like English, though, wouldn't it? Get to the fucking helicopter, innit?
Get to the whirly.
Get to that whirly bird.
Oh. How did he run into a tree branch? It was dark. He needed the toilet. It's
It was important.
As someone who ran into a golf course net wire when I was like 16 in the dark, it's easy when it's dark and you're running from the police. It's very easy to run into things. And
I've got a photo somewhere, I'll have to find it at some point, of me with my face. Half my face is all black and blue. It looks like I'm in a fight. And I did it because I was having a dream where I was fighting someone, and in the fight, I kind of flipped over. But in reality, I flipped over out of bed when I was fast asleep and hit my head on the bedside table.
I almost did that. I fell out of a bed for sure. And I almost trapped my head between a desk and the bed. And if I'd done that, I would have probably died. I missed it by like that much.
I literally had my jaw was all this side of my face. I'd gone bang on the bedside table on the surface of it. So you could do a lot in the dark and at night in your sleep.
Easily. Wait, Sharon, have I not told the story of me running from the police in Yosemite?
Was this before or after you were kidnapped, Dom?
This is after I was kidnapped.
when the aliens came, Dom, was that when...
Arguably, I saw a deer. I was drunk, and I was like, a deer. This wants me to commune with nature. So I got out of the hot tub.
Oh my God.
Took my clothes off and chased this deer into the golf course.
Naked?
Naked, yep. I thought it was a good idea. Don't know what came over me. I'm guessing aliens. Fell in a bunker. So I was covered head to toe in sand.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I going to wash this off? Well, look, there's a water sprinkler there that's like watering the golf course. I'll run over that. Oh boy, that's cold. Parts of my body receded into my body. Then I saw a red and blue light, and I thought, uh-oh.
The aliens.
Best get away from the aliens. So I was running as fast as I possibly could. Until this enormous force pushes me to the ground. Aliens. Or a giant net that keeps the houses from getting golf balls hitting them all the time.
Dom to this day can't watch Bambi for reasons.
Yeah, for reasons. So the police walk up to me, shine a light in my eyes, and I'm like, and they say, hello, what are you doing? I said, I'm going home. And they say, you'd better, because my house was like right there. So I was like, right there. My home's right there. So they let me go, mainly because I was a juvenile, and
I'm impressed that they let you go.
so was I.
Oh dear.
Yeah, good times.
Peter, in America, this was in America, I'm assuming, Dom.
It was, yes.
Yes. Peter, in America, a lot of golf courses, actually, people have houses on them. It's quite different to the UK. But in a lot of golf courses in America, people live on them for some reason.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to live one because typically they're gated communities too, and they're very, they're very specific.
Yeah. Mad Matt's saying, have I got so many injury stories?
A brunette.
Mad Matt's wondering if I've got so many injury stories because I've either watched too many or not enough PSAs. Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. I've not watched one about don't fall out of bed.
So I actually just saw one of these old time PSAs from you people. Called Apaches.
Oh,
yeah, that's a classic.
That was shown to kids in elementary school.
The one dies in a pool of crap, like literally.
Too often over here. That's why we had to make PSAs.
And they drink rat poison as a sack in a game. Yeah, it gets crushed
one
by
of them
a gate.
drinks it.
Yeah.
There's another one you need to watch. Jess, take a note of this. Get a pen and paper right now. I'm going to give you another name.
The train one.
Yes, the finishing line.
Yes.
The finishing line.
The psychotic dreaming child, that makes up games for all of the kids to die horribly and mutilated.
Yes.
And the one scene, it looked like the Gone with the Wind battle scene at the end when they're like dying and they're like waving their arms like, kill me.
That's the one.
Yeah. You guys got problems.
We do. I always wondered as a kid, like, how do you run that chest deep onto a branch? But I've also done that. Like, not, I haven't bisected myself with a tree branch, but I've ran through the woods and like scratched my arm and shoulder to oblivion by running into a branch.
It's amazing how impaled by a piece of wood you can very easily become. And
Yeah.
I told you about the guy I worked with, haven't I, on the pool table?
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, right. Again, this is probably around the time Dog Soldiers was released, and the company I was working at, we were having our Christmas party. Oh,
Yeah, here we go. God, that's wrong.
oof.
We're just gonna shove them in.
Just put them back in.
Yeah, but that's what they do.
Yeah, just put the guts back in.
Yeah, as best you can. So, the company I was working at, we were having the Christmas party, and of course everyone had been enjoying liquid refreshments. And one of the guys I worked with was up on a pool table dancing with a pool cue.
Oh God, this scene. Sorry.
That's okay. This is going to make you...
Put some dirt in it, walk it off, yeah.
Yeah.
Just get some Robitussin and shake it.
So...
Neosporin.
He's dancing on the pool table with a cue. And he slips and snaps the cue. And he thinks he's fine. And he goes out and finishes the rest of his night off. He gets home and he's getting undressed, very drunk, to get into bed with his wife. And his wife says, what's all that blood on your jeans? He has to go to hospital. And they discover he slipped and snapped the pool cue and stabbed himself in the taint. With a broken pool cue by about that much, and it was really close to his arteries.
Oh my God. Miss Swift just
Yes. Hang on.
My God.
Do you know the best bit? How they had to treat him in the hospital. They had to put him in birthing stirrups. And because it was such a rare injury, all the student doctors came around with their clipboards to view the injury. As he sat there, legs akimbo.
Oh, this is bloody weird. Come on in, guys. Have a look. Have a gander at this.
I am amazed that we have not seen that on one of those ER horror story shows that we've got over here now.
Soundtrack to this is pretty
Terrifying.
good, actually.
It's good. I like it. It's got it's a bit 80s, isn't it?
It's a bit Predator.
Oh. Immortal Remus saw Terrifier 3. I saw it in my theater and no one walked out, no one barfed, and I was very disappointed. I was promised vomit. No one happened.
No. The film, the only film I've ever known a lot of people walking out of was American History X.
The only film I've seen people... Oh, fair enough. Yeah, the only film I've seen people walk out from was Birdman. I think because they expected a superhero movie.
Yeah, that was not what that was.
It was fun.
The movie that to this day I don't understand why they thought it was a good idea to bring their child to it was Midnight Meat Train. Because either way, it's going to be a horror film or gay porn. And you brought your 10-year-old son, and we were very loud about this, my friends and I, when we were looking at them, like, before the movie started. And by the first, I think after 10 minutes, we looked over and they'd left. And I'm like, I have to know, did you mean to do this? Or did you get confused?
The boy's an adult now. He can watch a bit of porno.
Man.
They were upset that it wasn't porn.
This does actually, Jess, interesting you commented on Aliens earlier. Some people said about it being similar to Aliens. It's hitting some similar beats to Aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even down to the first confrontation, they got their asses kicked, and they're
Yeah.
now kind of getting away in a vehicle.
Yeah,
Yeah, I always thought it was very aliensy, just because
driven
of
by a
like,
lady as well.
yeah. I always wondered, like I said, if they were in on it.
Mm.
I mean, ever since Aliens, it's hard to not copy it. It was one of those
Oh,
films where it
Yeah.
changed the game.
Yeah.
By the way,
And
the
again,
other Neil Marshall movie, I was like, I can't remember the name of it, and because I saw it in a theater, was Doomsday, which is another one, and not a lot of people talk about, which is really good. It's a lot of Mad Max post-apocalyptic craziness.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one of the other bits that I like about this is, and it's just a lot of this I like. It's the fact that, similar to Aliens, they haven't got the budget to make the movie they wanted, so
Yeah.
they keep a lot of mystique about the werewolves.
Yeah, keep it in shadows, hide the stilts,
Limit
all that
the
kind of stuff.
on-screen.
But even like when the guts were exposed on the one soldier recently, it was such a cheap and adorable technique.
But it was
Just hard
gross.
cut to the animal guts on the dude's belly. But yeah, it was effective. It worked. It was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't weirdly expensive CG guts.
Doomsday attracted the wrath of the S&P for their portrayal of Scotland.
Scottish National Party.
Yeah. Yes, you
Right.
get pissed off at the drop of a hat, to be honest.
Oh, are you talking? So they're talking about the movie Werewolves. Is that the one with Jason Momoa? Because that was basically Twilight with werewolves, and it was so disappointing. I went into it hoping for a decent movie because the effects look good. No.
Well, here's
But what I will say is, I still won't hear a bad word said about Jason Momoa as a person. I would die for that man.
No, he's great.
He is. In real life, apparently, he's an absolute sweetheart.
My friend ended up drinking with him at a dive bar at a convention and was carrying him on his back. Which I'm like, how did you do?
Maybe he's like surprisingly light. Maybe he isn't that dense.
He's a large. He's Samoan.
He's a big dude. Do you know what though? There's a story about Jason Momoa that's very, very cool. And there's actually a video of it as well. He was in a bar and some guy was giving the bartender shit and just got out of order, and there wasn't a bouncer there, so he just went back into bouncer mode and removed the guy from the bar. Just like, you don't speak to people like that. And it's like, yeah.
That's great.
Plus, as much as I despise them in part, I can't wait for him back in the next Fast and Furious film, because that last one, he was glorious in it.
I still haven't watched it.
The film is awful. The film is awful, but every scene Momoa is in, he is chewing the scenery and having fun.
As you should in those movies. Yeah, the closest werewolves to the ones in this that I can think of are the Howling. Just that design. But these are so crazy. Like if I have the DVD, I bought it when Blockbuster was dying. I went and got the one there, and the making of shows you those crazy stilt things that they're on.
Yeah,
and man, respect that you're able to wear all of that and walk on those.
Yeah.
That is the biggest debate in the werewolf appreciation community. Who did it better, The Howling or American Werewolf in London? Like which werewolves are superior?
They're both very different.
They are. The one is like the bipedal werewolves that I personally prefer, and then there's the the American Werewolf in London, the doggo ones, the big fluffy doggo boys.
The wolf werewolves, yeah. But then, Dom, that's like asking someone to pick which is the better gangster film, Goodfellas or The Godfather.
Ooh, that's good. Good.
And they're both excellent, but they're a very different.
Yeah, you're right.
Spin.
Yeah. Gun to the head, which will I pick?
The for those that are my age, one of the coolest things ever was back when Fox had Werewolf, the series, with Chuck Connors and John J. I think his name was John J. York. And it was basically the Incredible Hulk, because he was always doing the, I'm hitchhiking and trying to find the guy that I can kill to get cured, every week with a werewolf. And it was a really neat design too. And you can see that on YouTube. Somebody's uploaded the whole series, but it was one of the first series that Fox did. It's pretty awesome.
Just a question in the film. Why does this guy eat these two
Soup
guys,
like a monster.
They eat their food like they're in a Beans commercial as a child. Right? They hold the spoon, it's like this. Like this they're doing it. Right?
I reckon it's like more like prisoner eating, like that. You really covet your food and you keep it real close to the heart.
Dom, when you're eating, how do you hold your spoon if you're having a spoon? You use a pen.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Are you like me? Do you hold it like a pen?
Yeah, I do. I was about to hold like a pen, bring it to my mouth and tip into my mouth. I don't like wrap my lips around and slurp the soup layer off.
Like that.
Oh, this is a neat scene.
Yeah.
It is funny how the film grain changes every time a gunshot seems to happen. I've got insurance.
That was your first clue. This is the scene. Oh my god! So my husband swore to God that dog was pulling at his intestines.
I thought first time I saw it, the dog was. I thought at first it was.
It's like chaos reigns. The dog's trying to eat the intestines.
Oh, you just don't like dogs, do you?
I know, right? He's such a nasty bastard.
If he tries to eat or kill the dog, the guy's just going to deck him.
Oh.
There's the
bit of that.
Well, he just said that's bloody charming, that is, if that's what you're referring to, Peter.
It's bloody charming, that is. Do you want to have a go, like? I ain't heard that in a while.
There it is.
Hey, why, aye, man? Hang on.
Oh, I love it. I love that it's just like a bunch of English, like, dialogue. They haven't tidied it up for the Americans.
No, that's nice. They'll find the Philosopher's Stone, not the Sorcerer's Stone. So it's
exactly, yeah.
Blood and Chocolate I was mad about because it wasn't like the book. But the one that disappointed me and it was really sad was and I'm blanking on the name, was the last movie that special effects did Jurassic Park. Stan Winston.
Yeah.
Stan Winston did, which was a werewolf film. And it was just frickin' horrible movie. And they put the lead from Roswell in it. Now I got to look it up. And yeah, it just was horrible. And it was his last thing he did.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, well, it's not good because it was PG horror.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah. Emma Cleesby, the actress playing Megan in this, she's nearly got the Trinity.
Oh,
of
the
British
bill?
acting. No, she's got Holby City, Doctors, and
All right, so she almost has Casualty. She almost has the bill.
Yeah.
Actually, no, what did you say? Holby City and Doctors.
Holby City, Doctors, Heartbeat, and Coronation Street.
Mostly medical dramas, then.
Yes.
There it is. Skinwalkers.
Oh.
Horrible movie. Horrible movie.
Immortal was saying this. I want to see more homegrown British sci-fi, horror, and fantasy films with regional actors. No Lovejoy, I'm afraid, Alex. No Lovejoy.
One is oh god, what the hell's his name now? Like loads of horror films, Hammer films from the 50s, like Quatermass and stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
some homegrown British
Oh,
horror.
Terrence Fisher, those guys. No, there's a really fantastic documentary on Shudder that's all about folk horror. That's like 3.5 hours long, and it really showcases. I envy you guys because the amount of made for TV horror stuff that you guys had that was based on classic lit and just original stuff was just amazing, and the kids stuff was terrifying. Like,
I mean, yeah, we
children
wanted to
Oh, yeah.
scare our
were
kids.
not safe.
Oh yeah, British kids drama used to be weekly stuff was terrifying as well.
Yeah.
What you should watch is as well. There's a great New Zealand kids drama called Under the Mountain, and my God, is it terrifying? The kids.
Yeah, you've mentioned that before. I keep meaning to
Yeah.
watch it.
Oh, the one. Are you talking about? Oh God, I am horrible today. Man, I am not on my game. There was one. There was a horror film that was a werewolf movie with Lance Guest in it. Dark Faces, something like that, and it was.
Jess, your mic's gone a bit muffled. I think.
Oh.
You done?
Hello.
There we go. There we go. Can hear you now. There we
I
go.
was this way.
Sorry.
There. Okay, now I gotta look it up. It's something like Dark Phases.
Dark Season.
No, Late Phases.
I've not
Late
seen
Phases
that.
is great. It's about a military vet whose dog, his seeing eye dog and assistant dog, is killed by a werewolf, and he decides to get the werewolf. Late Phases, yes, Miss Swift, and it's all about this badass taking on this werewolf. And you find some interesting things out as it goes along. And the guy that plays the vet is also in Stakeland as the main dude in that too. It's really good.
I really liked Stakeland when it first came out. I watched it in the cinema, and I was like, "This is better than I thought it would be."
Yeah, he's great. But yeah, Late Phases is really something, you guys. If you haven't seen it and you like werewolf movies, it's a really good one.
I mean, we could just settle this here and now. The best werewolf movie ever put to screen is definitely The Howling 2. Your sister is a she bitch. I can't remember what it's called on the subtitle, but
yeah,
Christopher Lee being
weird,
peculiarly cyberpunk.
And I think they show Sybil Danning ripping her shirt off
about 60 times. Yeah,
video. Music video for that, like 25, 30 times.
I rest my case.
I mean, if you're going to watch that movie, you know what you're going to get, and what you're going to see, and what you're wanting.
Rest my case. Tom, you must be drunk. Yeah. It was a gag, if you couldn't tell, Sharon. I don't actually hold that film in any high regard whatsoever. It's laughable.
Oh.
I love that they're not showing what's happening. You're just hearing Sean.
Sausages.
Oh.
God. I need to find that sausages commercial.
Yeah, Dom, after this, he's going to go join Folks' Fusiliers as one of the drunken, the drunken crew.
At least they're cleaning up. Look at that. Good soldiers.
Yeah. What's crazy is, in the 80s, my parents had that same electric carving bread knife.
Oh, yeah, the carving chisel had like a cord that long.
Yeah. There was a Sunbeam one. My parents had one in the 80s, in the 80s/90s, because every
super glue.
Basically, super glue is.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
Huh? Somebody needs to just knock his ass out. I'm like, please, just kill him. Like, knock him out right now. Like, shock him with the light.
I love that scene. Look at how atmospheric this shot is, though, of the fog
Yeah.
just rolling in behind the cottage.
Yeah. I think with the fact because it's so low budget, they used it to their advantage by having grimy, dimly lit sets with no depth to them. That kind of, it's very Evil Dead in that it makes their world very small.
Yeah. But that's what you need in a horror film.
Yeah.
You need it to be contained.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the cottage and the outside, but there isn't much much beyond the outside of the cottage in this world.
Yeah, because the woods themselves are just like a containment. It's a bigger cottage, essentially.
Yeah. And they can't leave, because that's the other part is the woods are enemy too. So
He's doing his Conan the Barbarian moves.
Absolutely. You get a sword, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
here is a fan.
Oh, Mad Matt, I bet you have. I bet you've seen the Howling 2, Your Sister is a Werewolf credits many times.
The music video.
Even this is very Aliens, this scene where they're counting what ammo they've got left, and
Yeah.
If only they had see in the director's cut, Neil Marshall wanted to put sentry guns down, but
yeah,
for some reason the theatrical cut had to.
I'd have loved that
scene
sentry
out.
guns in this.
It was kind of neat though. They kind of did that with the mail slot with the stick in the
Yeah.
Somebody had mentioned Spartacus before when we were talking about Rome. And I actually got to meet Andy at a party at San Diego Comic-Con. And what was messed up was he had just gotten the all clear on his cancer. Oh. And I told him, I went up to him and I'm just like, hey, I got the all clear too. And he's like, isn't that the greatest feeling? And we hugged. And then... yeah, it was him, and oddly enough, Michael C. Hall both got diagnosed at the same time with the same kind of cancer.
Wow.
And Hall made it, but I will never watch that documentary his wife made about him passing away. There's nothing that you can make me do to make me watch that.
Understandable.
He was amazing too. What a doll.
Genuinely, yeah. He was
just a good
in that
dude.
show.
Yeah.
Skinamax used to play The Howling 2 almost every day. Oh, what a surprise!
You were really surprised there. It was that and Beastmaster.
Quintessential cinema, really.
Do not speak ill of Beastmaster.
Never. I never will speak ill of Beastmaster. Odo and Podo for life, yo.
Mark Singer in his furry thong.
Yep. Yeah, he's calling him out.
Yeah.
I love that, yeah, the pulling of rank. Private Cooper.
Do you know who the captain reminds me of a bit here?
Go on.
I don't know if Jess might get this. I don't think you will.
Baby.
I don't think you will, Dom.
Oh, you baby, yeah, thanks, Jess.
No, the performance reminds me of Darrow in Blake 7.
Yeah.
Blake 7?
Yeah, the anti-hero, like,
and that kind of very cold.
Yeah. Like, I have no emotion and I will kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't Darrow become the protagonist of Blake 7 in like season 3 or something?
He became everybody loved him.
Yeah,
But
Avon.
yeah.
Paul Darrow
Yeah.
played Avon, yeah.
I actually met Paul Darrow at a convention when I was like, God, 12, 13 years old. And he was playing Elvis in a musical in Britain. Or play. I can't remember if he actually sung, but it was really random that he was playing Elvis.
Right, have you ever tried tearing a piece of fabric, like a tea towel that's
Yeah, you can't do
sewn
it.
at the
You
edge?
can't.
You can't.
Nah, it's borderline impossible.
There's another scene you'll see there where he's actually gone, and then got a pair of scissors or a knife and gone,
Yeah, give it a bit of a cut.
cut, now I'll do it.
I like the lighting here too. They've got it all on Liam there, and he looks
Yeah.
so sinister.
Remember, short bursts.
Short
Don't
bursts, yeah.
don't use this kind of ammo because we'll die.
Yeah, don't use that ammo because we'll shoot the reactor core.
Yeah, exactly.
Flames only.
In a minute, he's going to show her how to use a gun.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is the what's it called? The M18 pulse rifle or something.
Yeah.
Got a grenade launcher on the
guys
bottom.
see,
It's right cracking in it.
There's a really cute couple of pictures of Michael Biehn at a convention with a little girl dressed like Ripley,
Yeah.
doing the scene, and it's so cool.
Gum, hope you brought enough for everyone, mate. I tried that once in class. I brought enough for everyone, and it was still taken away from me.
Fight the man and the teachers.
Yeah, I didn't get on
Did you
with
bring
it.
enough for everyone, Dominic? Yeah, I did, sir. Here it is. Do you want one?
Pull out the
Now
pillowcase
spit it out.
of a bulldog.
Yeah. We want to talk to you about our Lord and Saviour. Can you let me in, mate?
Yep.
Have you heard of the man, Lon Chaney? He is our Lord.
We need you to have a subscription to Sky.
I once told the religious door knockers when they said they wanted to tell me about their god. I once told them about my god, Crom, and the Riddle of Steel.
Yes.
And then they left.
Never came back.
I want to try doing the Cthulhu thing with one if they ever come here again. See if it really turns them crazy. Like, no, look.
Jehovah's
That's right,
werewolves.
Jehovah's werewolves. We only want to give you a copy of Watchtower.
I love that he just beats it with a pan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pangs, the dunk dunk.
Use what you got.
Absolutely.
And the beauty is we just got glimpses of the werewolf costumes, because I'll be honest, in this film, they don't particularly hold up to scrutiny if you look at them for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, didn't
yeah.
he only have like 2?
Yeah.
Or if that? Like, I think it was the same.
Miss Swift saying, "Would you like to lower your energy bill? Have you heard the news? Raw."
It's a deal you'd be barking mad to not take.
Yeah. Our cute girls as my Lord
Hair
and Saviour
racing
extra.
faces.
Yes. My Lord and Saviour extra. That's me and my cult going around
Yeah.
indoctrinating everyone.
They're Christians, but with an X.
Yeah. Yeah.
The TV license is getting more aggressive. Yeah, I'd be throwing like the oil lamps and the
Yeah.
booze like at them.
And any
C20UX, fire an email to support@creativec.com if you're having issues with your promo code, and then, you know, they're the guys who can help you with anything in that direction. Sharon, we heard you about your extended car insurance is about to expire. Let us in. Oh, dear. I like that resource in the hand.
hammer his hand off.
Hang on, he said burst. You said bursts of 3 rounds.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
not
short
more.
control bursts. Oof. Where's that bastard sword when you need it, eh?
You hit him too hard. What do you want? Yeah, so much for that controlled burst.
Bonk him on the head. Just...
Fuck off.
Yeah, 3-second burst again.
Run from Outlander.
To be fair, the Sarge was out cold when that was.
So this is what happens when you don't listen to the Sarah McLachlan ads for the SPCA.
Yes.
They actually come to your home and try to murder you.
Plutonium starts saying, boop the snoot.
Why would you ever turn your back to
Why,
a window
and like say
Yeah.
that? Like
and say a
that,
one-liner? Yeah.
The thing is, though, as well, I want to know. Apparently, you know, like cats, you have catnip for cats. Apparently, catnip for dogs is aniseed.
Interesting.
Really?
Apparently, it's aniseed, I heard. So I wonder if they had like aniseed sweets. If they gave them to the werewolves, they'd all be rolling around on the floor going like, hey!
Miss Swift is now singing "In the Arms of the Angels."
I need to find that bloody commercial in England about some kind of sausages. It's like a famous sausage brand, and it's got this dog, this tiny like Yorkshire Terrier or like something like that, fighting like a puppet of this dog fighting a bloke for his sausages, and just kind of grumbles and goes, "Oh, eat me sausages." So he's got this adorable English accent. That's all I'm picturing now. Like the catnip for dogs is though.
Yeah, it's Wall's sausages.
Wolves, there you go.
Yeah, Wall's sausages where the dog's fighting the man.
Yeah. It's great, this little puppet.
And the thing is, they're awful sausages. Dreadful ones.
Don't go.
Really cheap and nasty.
We're in the middle of nowhere, mate. Also,
Yeah, I
in
mean, you're in the
Scotland, they
middle
gun
of the
fire all the
woods.
time.
There's no
Yeah.
one going to hear you. Yeah, like 50 miles here.
It is adorable how tiny the UK is.
Yeah.
And then when you go to the US, and the scale is just so much grander. So much more grand.
That was like when at one of the cons we had the guy from Dead Alive at it. Played Lionel. It was his first, and so far as I know, only con appearance in the US. He brought the vest and everything, and he's a doll. He's a sweetie. But he's from New Zealand, and he was just walking around like this, and he just goes, I think there are as many people in this building right now as in my entire country. and and of course we had to I bought him the delicacy of Cincinnati, which is like a breaded pork cutlet that's like this big, and they put it on a hamburger bun, but like the cutlet's
God.
this big and the bun's this
Yeah.
big, so it's like why? And I gave it to him for lunch, and he opens it and he looks at me, and he looks around, and he goes, "Is this for the entire aisle?"
Table. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got to ask you both a question. Maybe Dom can answer this to me. As you know, Dom, I'm British and I'm no stranger to eating spicy foods like Indian curries, etc.
Oh,
whatever. Obviously, are my bowels and intestinal tract ready if I go to Skyline Chili?
Ooh. Well, I mean, if you can handle a good vindaloo, honestly, not even Taco Bell can scratch you. My intestines.
I think
I do have the
I
golden
think you're
bowel.
fine.
I've been told many times by my friends I have the golden bowel, and I'm
Okay.
completely immune to.
Well, are you immune to Taco Bell?
Yes, I'm completely immune to Taco Bell. It does not run through me like.
He cannot be killed by mortal means.
He's become one of us.
takes a silver stake directly through the heart on a
Not a
full
Gordita
moon
Crunch
night.
Supreme.
Yeah.
Now, you got to remember, Skyline Chili, the way it stops you from getting any kind of intestinal issue is the fact that you also have a layer of shredded cheddar that
Yeah.
thick
That's what
on
coats
top of
your
it,
belly.
so it like will stick you up instead of.
My secret
even
is
sell the
I made a
bags
deal with
of
the devil
that
many moons
cheese.
ago.
They sell pillows of that cheese that you can get there,
Why?
like this big, if you want the yeah.
Stay frosty, people.
Yep. Stay
Mhm.
I
frosty.
do get the feeling that this is a great film, but I get the feeling at times they had this Aliens script. They went, right, we'll take that line and then just reword it.
Scratch it out. Spoon. Like, rewrite the characters' names.
Instead of the knife, they have a spoon in between the fingers.
Hey, Spoon, do your trick, man. Yeah. Want to know why we call him Spoon? Now, your trick in England, what would your trick be over here? Oh, over there. God, I forgot where I was for a second. Like opening a beer with your teeth or something weird? Or like your armpit? I've seen people open beers with their armpits. Like,
Armpits.
yeah, I don't know how. Like, just
Oh,
weird,
yeah, the
degenerate
spork.
monster men.
The spork would make it more tensiony if it was a spork instead of a spoon.
Not quite a fork, not quite a spoon. A fapoon, if you will.
A spoon.
Oh, Sharon, saying you about people talking about spicy food not being that hot. Sharon saying to Mad Matt, I once had a burger that came down a whole ghost chili pepper mixed in it, and it was a complete dud, not spicy at all. Well,
I have to say, I'm intrigued enough by hot ones that I want to try Da Bomb to see if it will make me want to kill myself.
there is a kind of a discount supermarket food chain in the UK that sells frozen food. That's a speciality. Don't one of them, Iceland.
Oh, good old Iceland, yeah.
Iceland.
I was about to say which one.
Okay, but basically they're a budget supermarket chain in the UK, and they sell basically primarily frozen food, hence the name Iceland. Mm-hmm. They have started selling 2 meals at the moment with something called Pepper X in it, which is the world's hottest chili.
Pepper X.
Pepper X, the 2023 world's hottest chili, rated at 2.693 million Scovilles.
Oh my god!
Okay. Ingestion of Pepper X causes intense abdominal cramps and heartburn. You can now buy, well, until it's, I think they've actually had to pull it from the shelves, chicken tikka curry, which is normally a mild one, or mac and cheese laced with it.
Why?
Laced. The way you say laced implies that it's...
What's happening is with the food.
If you get to that point where it hurts,
causes physical harm.
Yeah, I think you have to be 18 to buy it.
Jesus.
Can I buy fireworks? How old are you? 16? Yeah, all right. Can I buy this chicken curry? How old are you? 16? Nah, mate, you're not old enough. You can't handle this.
Peter actually is saying, opening beer with my teeth, no damage. Biting on Laffy Taffy, my tooth breaks. Yeah, I actually was eating a McDonald's French fry once, and my tooth shattered in the back. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, it shattered my tooth.
Probably had one of the clown's fingernails in there.
Yeah. Clown's fingernails are in the chicken nuggets.
Oh, the gristle. The gristle can do it.
Yeah.
The Pucker Butt Pepper Company sells products with Pepper X. Pucker Butt.
Yeah. Plutonium Show, you're
Oh,
quite
wait,
right. For real. People shouldn't, with heart conditions, shouldn't be eating stuff that's spicy. And it's incredibly dangerous to feed someone something that's insanely spicy without them being aware.
Oh, yeah.
Did he just say hard enough or hot enough? Because my subtitles claimed hot enough. But yeah, I thought it was hard enough.
Yeah.
If you think you're hard enough.
It's the British phrase, isn't it? You go and have a go if you think you're hard enough.
You think you're hard, do you? You think you're hard? Come on, then. Change your plan. Leg it.
So, Jess, what would be your plan to survive in this cottage? And I'll ask the same question to Dom.
Become a werewolf.
Okay.
Join them. Screw it. I mean, for real. That's Dom only. Who only wants sexy werewolves?
My plan is probably to be kind of Macaulay Culkin-esque, put loads of traps up, and try and not be as delicious a meal as I could possibly be.
Coat yourself.
I'm not sure if showering or I'm not sure if showering or not showering is better. What, like seasoning up the the giant hand is amazing.
Oh.
Have a bit of that.
Have a little head.
Actually, though, Dom, would the Wells want you? You know, because some people don't like diet soda. You'll be the low sugar option.
Yeah, I'm poison.
Well, they might go. You might go. No, I'm not. I don't like the calorie stuff.
So this is actually very Night of the Living Dead right here.
Yeah.
Where they try to get the truck out of the barn and everything.
Oh, this is Alien again. Aliens again.
Yep.
Yes. I'm behind you.
What?
But yeah, Peter version 1's got it right away. My plan is to be a homeless Home Alone.
I mean, this guy went out like a man right here. He's like,
I'm going out of this world the same way I came in, kicking and screaming.
Too, like where he decides to just take him and just beat the crap out of him.
I mean, am I the only person who in Home... Oh, God. Am I the only person who in Home Alone wishes they'd killed Kevin? Don't you think the film would have been better if they'd come back to Kevin's corpse and the house ransacked and empty?
No! That's not a wholesome, cool, like, feel-good movie.
Just think it, the film could have ended like this. They could have come home and found Kevin's dead body decomposing, floating in the cellar.
What?
I mean, if you've seen Party Monster, you could have tagged that on, like, look, this is what happens when Kevin stays alive. He turns into a psychopath.
Chat, what do you think of my question? Should the film have finished as it was, or had my my Kevin ending where Kevin's corpse is found bloated in the basement after they've flooded the house after ransacking it and left his corpse there?
Playing a bit of
yes.
I mean,
James, and then the parents would have been arrested.
Can really take a dark path with the involvement of Donald Trump in there. Saw his Kevin all grown up.
I want to play a game. You have been robbing houses for far too long. Now you are in my house. I am not trapped in here with you. You are trapped in here with me.
I'm surprised they've never done something where they brought Daniel Stern and the Joe Pesci back and in a horror movie where they're actually going around and doing.
What the fuck is this shit?
Was it? Daniel Stern holds the record of like one of the shows cancelled the fastest
What?
for his sitcom Daniel. It was called.
Oh, that's a
I thought
shame.
the one that did it was the one that Hugh Jackman did, that Viva Laughlin. Viva Laughlin had one episode showed, and that was it. That was the Americanized version of Viva Blackpool.
Oh God!
Which was fantastic.
There's actually one show that holds the record for it. Back in the days, more regional TV. I'm trying to find the story about it. It was a show that was so bad that the head of the network made it not come back from a commercial break.
Wow.
See if I can find.
Was the head of that network Bill Murray in Scrooged by chance?
No. So Danny was, 2 episodes of Danny were cancelled. Hang on, let's have a look. Let's find the story.
Don't Scare the Hare?
No, that was a British show. Don't Scare the Hare. Oh, I'm trying to find the story.
They think it's all over. It is now.
That's a very British football phrase.
Heil, honey, I'm home.
Oh no, that was one
What?
episode. Who greenlit Heil Honey I'm Home?
Yeah! Bill Murray from Scrooged.
Jesus.
Right, here we go. There was a show. Hang on. There's a show called Turn On in 1969. One episode was aired, and some stations quit it during the first commercial break.
Bloody hell! How does a show get that bad? Like,
what is the okay? I have to know, what is Turn On about?
I've never seen it, but there's footage of it on YouTube. If you look at Turn On 1969, a television show which literally had its script written by a computer at random. The show was deemed so bad it was cancelled during the first commercial break of the first episode.
Oh, they've actually got the. Oh, it's George Schlatter. Oh my gosh. It's a sketch comedy show. Okay, now I have to watch that.
Well, watch what survives of it.
there we go. Immortalimus is saying, referencing
Plutonium
the famous 5-1 victory by England over Germany in their own backyard. Never forget that night. Remember going absolutely mental at the final whistle.
Yeah.
I think it's all over.
It is now. Plutonium Shores and Scrooge might be in my top 5 Christmas movies. I'd agree with that.
Yeah, it's great.
Scrooge is awesome.
Yeah, Lizard Man. It wasn't. It was written in 1969. That show, so it wasn't really written by AI. It was supposed to be written by a computer, but it was actually people writing it.
People pretending to be a computer. That's just embarrassing. He's got a great voice, hasn't he?
Exact Johnny Devick. You've nailed it. You've nailed it for this movie. They wish Rufus Excalibur folks were on the phone to give them a strategic exit. Folks would sort this out.
He'd take
I'm
care
coming
of
with my cats.
This is why I choose cats.
I demand some whiskey.
He'd walk in, sarcasm dripping off his mouth.
In a bright pink neon outfit.
He'd just walk out there like in a Dayglow neon green because he's got the balls to do it and doesn't care.
Again, this
Get
is
up,
still
you
quite...
Ooh, there we go. Get on
Yes.
Wolfified.
One of my top Christmas movies is still oh man, we were talking about it last week, I think. Put the cookie down.
Oh, Jingle.
Turbo Man.
Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way. Yeah, love it. I love how weirdly cynical it is.
I love the fact mid-transformation there, he looks very Nosferatu.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, the tearing of clothes.
Yeah.
Just, again, mostly sound.
Exactly, Mad Matt. Excuse me while I transform off screen.
Bad dog.
Fetch.
Go fetch.
Oof.
Ow.
That red hot poker's adorable. Oof.
So no one listens to the whole thing of three
Short
three
control
shots
burst.
at a time.
Three's burst.
Ginger Snaps is another good werewolf movie.
Oh, Ginger Snaps is great. So I interviewed the director of The Invitation, which is a modern take on Dracula and the Brides of Dracula. It's really good. Pertwee plays Dracula's butler, and I talked to the director. Told me, she said, I just wanted him in the movie. Sean Pertwee, and I would just listen. And she's like, I just listened to that man read a phone book. I don't care.
Yeah, he's got an amazing voice.
It's like, okay, well, you just wanted to hear him talk in your movie. It's like,
Him, Keith David, just so many people that have great voices.
oh yeah. Also very military.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Dogs?
dynamic is
That
yeah,
would be a
Dog
great name
Soldiers
for an 80s
has
pop band, wouldn't it? Beta Wolf.
yeah, but everyone will call him Beta Wolf.
Yeah.
Beta Wolf.
Yeah, again, that'd work.
Are you the one they call Beta Wolf? No, screw it. It's funny. Recently, Mad Matt Harris recently met Keith David. I always find it funny that the variant of Keith David is David Keith, and it works when you think about it.
You see, Sarge is just a dude. He's just awesome in this.
Yeah.
He's injured, but he's still...
He's one of us.
I would defend that dog with my life. It looks
Absolutely.
like my dog Oreo, my baby boy that's gone. I would murder everything. I would take on every werewolf, and I'd win. This continues the streak that Sean Pertwee trying to beat Sean Bean as being
Yeah.
the most dying Sean in
If your name's Sean and you're British and you're in a movie, expect to perish at some point.
Connery took all of the good juju and never died in anything. He even came back in that horrible Highlander 2. But
Exactly. Even in the film where he notoriously died, he didn't die. He came back somehow.
Big paycheck brought him back.
Absolutely.
yeah, a big fan took him down. I will never forgive that movie. No. Woo! I have
Calm
abs.
down, Jess. Calm down, Jess.
That's right.
That's right. Getting a twinge of the Highland in you.
Aye.
Speed 2 versus Highlander 2. Who would win?
No one wins. Everyone loses
Yeah,
in that
everyone
fight.
Yeah. That reminds me now of the fact that Disney owns... I don't know if I said this before, because Disney owns Muppets. Surely we can have
An
either
all Muppet speed.
No,
Muppets versus aliens.
Either Muppets versus Aliens or Muppet versus Predator. Whoever wins, we laugh.
That was the joke, was that the queen alien now is a Disney princess.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
No, she'd fall under... Actually, she'd be an evil queen,
Evil
wouldn't
queen.
she, really?
Yeah.
Well, I
Newt
mean,
is the
it's
Disney
all,
princess now.
it's subjective. I mean, whose side are you on?
You saw that wins.
Yeah. Plutonium Shaw saying there's a Muppet movie for everything.
That's true.
Friend of mine is like, we need to do in the Muppets of Madness, where it's all Muppets and H.P. Lovecraft.
Lovecraftian stuff.
Yeah, Lovecraft Muppet movie. Where only
Yes.
one, I guess you could do that whole one actor isn't a Muppet in it, and then but that's the psychosis.
I had seen horrors that you wouldn't believe. I had seen the abyss, and the abyss stared back.
Oh, I forgot to mention, I was playing with the advanced AI thing I can play with, and I told it I was doing genetic manipulation again, Dom.
Oh, no.
You're playing God again, Andrew.
I was playing God again. I'm
Damn
gonna send
it,
you a
Andrew.
picture. I'll send you a picture. I'll send it both to you on Slack. I told it to create the potential, based on what we know about genetics and DNA, etc., about what the offspring of Miss Piggy and Kermit would actually look like.
Oh no!
Oh no! What abomination have you brought to this earth?
I'm going to send it to both of you now on Slack. This picture.
Christ. Now, you know what would be the greatest body horror ever, though, is that the Muppets realize they're Muppets. Oh my god.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
I'm blind. Whatever you, our audience at home, whatever you think it would look like, it's worse. It's just,
I need to stop playing God and meddling with forces which I do not understand.
My child, Yog-Sothoth, will take over the world. I'm losing my Kermit now. I'm losing the Kermit edge.
That's going to haunt your dreams.
oh my
Yeah,
god.
well, there's so many nightmares in there anyway.
Godzilla
It's hard,
times
there's no
50.
room for it.
Oh. The chat want to see the picture. Do I show it to them?
Oh god. If they ask for it,
Haunt
share
them.
it.
I'll do a little bit of technical wizardry off screen here while we're doing this then.
Jump scare them. If you can hit them with Pazuzu every now and then, you can hit them with this nightmare. Each and every day we stray a little bit further from God.
Right.
You're meddling with powers you can't bring. Wouldn't frog plus hog still be frog? Yeah, but with a H in there, a silent H. Frog.
It's like folks. The F is
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if I can make this image a bit more.
Yeah, it is. That's the same Kevin McKidd from Grey's Anatomy. Yep. Yeah, the body horror of the Muppets when they realize there's a hand up them. That would make a wonderful Lovecraft movie.
Okay, so if you're of a nervous disposition, please look away. Here we go.
Oh my god, that thing, no. The little hands coming out of it.
Yeah. Apparently it would generate lots of legs.
Yeah, for some reason.
No, it's due to it explained to me it's due to the frogs' ability to regenerate limbs. They would just randomly start growing everywhere.
But hey, the bacon would probably be great. Or the frog's legs. Andrew, what have you done?
What have I done? I'm meddling with forces of which I do not understand.
Knack.
Oh,
So this is the part that I always kind of got confused by, because
yeah.
she's part of the pack, but she never changed until
Yeah.
she cut her hand on the window.
Well, I was wondering if she'd become a werewolf because at one point I was wondering if she'd become a werewolf because there was werewolf blood on there and she cut her hand on werewolf
Yeah, that's
blood.
what I thought. But she also had a scratch on her arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was she the alpha? Possibly. I mean, it's interesting because it's never really explained about how the werewolfiness works in this. If it is like you can hold it in for so long, as they kind of eloquently say in the film, or if it is a transformation they can control.
Well, she made there was a big deal about her hitting her hand on that, and she was like looking at it and everything.
Yeah, they're saying she's the queen of the werewolves. Some people saying she took the pictures, knew them before. Yeah, but who's to say who's to say they were werewolves then?
Yeah, if maybe she infected them.
Mm.
Who knows?
Use the plunger. Do it. Not the plunger, the scrub.
I mean, they can't see.
I love it. I love that. Just beating up like
screw it. This is very
the
Jason
boxing
hat.
as well.
I'm just gonna box the guy.
Yeah.
All my years in the pub have prepped me for this day.
I mean,
you're the last pack of walkies. Come here, then, mate. Let's have it.
He did a good job.
Salt and vinegar. There's me faves. They are. Come on.
Twiglets. They make me violent.
That's a pack of flaming hot munchies now, mate. You ain't having them.
Oh. Well, you're not going to light the aerosol with a glow stick.
I mean,
just,
the guy
just like a pub.
The guy gets to go out saying that he took on a box of werewolf man,
and then shanked it to oblivion.
Yeah, and then the werewolf just picked him up,
just toppled him over.
Oh, he had a cigarette lighter.
Yeah. How'd you like your tomatoes? How'd you like your eggs in the morning?
Come on. I mean, let's be honest. This film was made, I think, for £2.5 million or something. So, pretty incredible what they did on the budget.
Yeah.
Yep.
And unlike the first Terrifier movie,
if you design the story around the fact that they are stuck in this place,
yeah,
it makes it make sense too. Like you have a reason for it to be this limited.
It's the stereotypical Sam Raimi style of closing someone off in a very specific location.
Now here's an interesting twist on it. It appears that the werewolves, even in human form, know they're werewolves and are driven by the werewolf desire to do hunting and killing, but it becomes a thing that happens when they become a werewolf. But in human form, they're completely complicit to it. Is it as well then that the werewolves have decided they have to perform this attack, they have to kill them and get everything done in this one night before the morning?
Yeah.
Because, of course, they would become human again, and it's...
Well, they can't let him go because they know the truth.
Yeah.
Like, they're there. You can't let them leave. This is very Aliens, too.
Yeah.
He's the Jonesy.
Pissing drywall. Old English cottage wouldn't have drywall, though. It would be very hard
No.
wood.
It wouldn't be. It's not necessarily drywall, Dom. It's probably wood, and it's been coated in plaster.
I
It's
love
like
that he's
drywall.
carrying that light stick around like it's a damn cigar.
She was their Burke all along, says old Johnny Devick.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Oh, welcome, baby girl Shay, who just says,
By the way, for Halloween this year, one of our peeps from In Search of Darkness 90s and prior, David Dasmalton dressed as Brett from Alien, along with Brian Fuller as Captain. And it looked great. And he had his own little cat Bubblegum as Jonesy.
Adorable. I still need to watch Terrifier 2 and 3. But the difference between this and Terrifier, because I lump them together because of the incredibly tiny budget. Now, Terrifier had no budget. It had like $26 and change. Yeah.
Yeah, it had I think it had $250,000, like $250,000, and that was it.
Yeah, it was very low budget. But to me, there was no real story. It was great practical effects, great filmmaking, but it's the first time I've watched a film where I've thought, "Wow, this is just a trailer for a better movie."
I love that line. There is no spoon.
Yeah, well, that's from The Matrix, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this has very strong characterization and, again, much higher budget.
Okay, baby girl Shay, I think you may be a bot or something, so I'm going to put you in a...
The thing that when you see Terrifier 2, it definitely expands the mythology.
Yeah. I'm sure that the sequel. I've been told by many people that the sequels are really good and deserve to be watched, and I will watch them. But I was just flabbergasted that the characters are one-dimensional. The practical effects, though, my God, they were gorgeous effects. But this film has strong characterization. You feel.
Oh, definitely.
I love the fact that he loves his wife, and he's just like, "You're going to do it for my wife, fucker."
His fear was not seeing his wife again.
Yeah. You're gonna tell her what happened. You're gonna do it. And I love the fact that he fights the change, and he's like, "I'm going out a man if I'm dying." Because Sean Pertwee's a man, goddamn it.
Damn right.
Yeah, how'd you fight a virus? Or a curse, I suppose. Lycanthropy's more of a curse.
Or a blessing, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, you look at it.
Excuse me, is he a registered gas engineer to be doing that kind of...
Oi, mate, no, this is cowboy work, this is. You can't be doing this. Nah. Where's your license? I want to see your license.
And go.
That's a good question, Peter version 1. Is a horror movie better when they are stranded in one place or when they go to different locations? I'm trying to think of I mentioned one earlier, 28 Days Later. That's a movie where they go to all kinds of different places. I guess it changes the scope of the horror.
My ambition to be Joshua Jackson and Cursed.
My favourite horror films are always in very isolated locations. You've got The Thing, and you've got Evil Dead, and this, all in singular locales.
I mean, and if you want to get technical, I guess Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually struggling to think of many where you travel to loads of different places.
Yeah. I don't know, you can look at some of the Nightmare on Elm Street type films where like you're trapped in Freddy's world, but it's one overall world, but it may look vast.
Yeah.
Gremlins 2?
That's
all in a
still
buil-
isolated.
It's still in a building, but you're on different floors.
Yeah.
I guess World War Z.
The book's way better.
Yes.
Of course,
The
in World War Z,
audiobook,
I'd be immune because diabetes, they wouldn't come for me.
it's same.
There we go. Oh yeah, actually, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. You travel to different locales in that.
God damn it! There's one left.
That's the kind of shit that only comes in a British film, like
Yeah.
that kind of one-liner.
But this is fairly clear that even as a werewolf, they are in
He has a
control of
lot of hate for
themselves.
this guy.
A little pickaxe there. Ooh.
Oh God, I forgot about this.
Oh, my teeth!
Mm.
Oh, the sound!
I forgot about that. Oh, get him, Oreo. It's like the dogs
letter
know.
opener.
The letter
The
opener
dogs
ex machina.
remember that he was mad that this little bastard killed one of them.
Agreed, Peter version 1. I feel like The Terminator was a horror film that took place in multiple locations as well.
You know what? You know what's interesting, and I just picked up on this, and I'm an idiot for it taking this long for me to realize it. When the dog soldiers or werewolves, when it's from their point of view, they don't see color,
Yep.
Yeah, it's
just like
black and white.
dogs.
Dogs do see some colors. They see like yellows and blues, I believe.
John Wick.
Essentially, it's reverse John Wick. The dog found him.
Oh, the puppy.
And there we go, everybody. That was Dog Soldiers. Let's take the comments of Jess and Dom and then the chat. So, guys, sum up that film, how you feel about it.
I love this movie, and again, with the ending credit sequence, it's like Night of the Living Dead. They took a lot from that because you get the still photography and all of it. Neil Marshall needs to make more movies. These are real. He's made some really great films, and I mean, this is a great modern Hammer-esque movie influenced by a lot of other films.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a great film. I think the special effects are great for the price they had. And I think it's very, 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 very British. But that enhances the film rather than takes away from it. I think that a lot of Americans might have a tough time getting into it. But once they do, I'm sure they'd love it.
Yeah, I think it's a great film. It's aged pretty well, but some of it has aged it very badly from a British point of view. The pop culture phrase at the end, they think it's all over, it is now, because that was very big about that time.
Yeah.
And that's dated it for the British people. But let's see what the chat have to say. Let's have a look. James, it's very unoriginal, but it's terrific fun. Sharon, good movie. Lizard Man, well, that was pretty fun werewolf film. Surprised, but it's 2002, given how it's shot. Good throwback filming techniques. Mad Matt does not live up to the hype, I'm afraid. Okay, that's fair enough. Jabroni saying, favourite werewolf film by far. Honestly, there isn't that much competition. Ms. Swift, fun ride. Spoon Forever, always liked it.
Yeah.
Immortal Rumus, a great film. I wish we could see more modern British films made in different genres instead of the usual boring ones. Calbot, great watch party, good low budget practical effects horror movie. Fun watching this with you all. Plutonium Shaw says 2 paws up. Well, next week I've got a treat for us for next week. And Jess, you're welcome, of course, to join us if you've never seen it. It's gonna tick a lot of boxes here because it's another British film.
Yay.
It's another British film. And it's another British film that many Americans have not seen. No, I'm afraid it won't be Bad Moon next, Peter. We're going to skip to another genre next week. It's not Nuns on the Run yet, James. Not quite, not quite. But it does follow on actually from Delta Force a bit, in that it is the true British Delta Force, not hoax.
Yeah.
It's not Morons from Outer Space. See if James can get it. It's a film from 1982, and the good news is you can find this film readily on YouTube if you can't stream it. It is available for streaming. It's not Mr. Bean or Splitting Hairs. It's actually a really good action film, and we're going to watch it. It's Who Dares Wins. There we go, James.
Ooh,
Have either of you seen that movie without
I've
giving anything
heard of it.
away?
I have not watched it, but I am
Nope.
intrigued because I've heard of it.
It is an incredible British action film that shows the British can really do action well. It's got a good story, really good performances, great film. It's, like I say, it's called Who Dares Wins from 1982. It is available to stream in some places, but also there randomly, like the other British film, there are a lot of copies on YouTube that you can perfectly stream with no problems. You can join us for that. But we will be back in 7 days. So, everyone, please have an amazing Halloween. Hope you get all the candy and treats and things you want. Don't run into any werewolves. Be kind to each other. Stay safe. Look after each other. And we will be back in 7 days to watch Who Dares Wins, where we're going to have a great time. Hopefully with subtitles, Mad Matt. Hopefully. Yep, hopefully. But we'll see you then. Everyone have a great Halloween. Be safe, look after each other, and we'll see you in 7 days. Until then, good night, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Where's my bumper? There we go.